So my name's Cecilia Dirth, and I'm a regional channel manager for Vonage, and I have been in the telecommunications space for a little bit over 20 years now. Vonage has been in this industry for over 20 years. It's not even close to the same thing as a traditional phone system. People think that unified communications as a service is just a phone system in the cloud, but it's a lot more than that. And I like to think of it in three different categories. So first is CapEx versus OpEx. Second is rigidity versus flexibility. And then third is going to be scalability long term. So with a traditional phone system, you buy a lot of hardware. It's usually very expensive. You keep it on premise, and then you have to hire somebody that's certified to make changes or update that, and you pay them, in a maintenance agreement. Then you have to go pay for your local, your long distance. If you want video conferencing, you have to get that separately. If you want SMS, that's another separate service. So before you know it, you have 6 contracts, 7 bills, and it becomes a whole thing to manage. When you move to the cloud with Vonage as the unified communications platform, all of that goes away, and the customer no longer has to deal with the cost, the knowledge, the risk of having that all in-house. They're outsourcing it to a company that does that all day, every day, and that's all that they do. And that frees them up to do their core business. Makes it easier for employees. Everything's in one place, so it's truly unified as opposed to disparate, and it just saves time and money for everybody involved. So mobility is the foundational aspect of unified communications. It's perfect for office employees all the way up to people that work 100% remote. The reason is you have your physical desk phones, business as usual. You can use those in the office, but different from an on-prem phone system, you can actually unplug those and take those home. So as long as you have an internet connection, you get your calls the same as if you were sitting at your desk. Every user also gets a mobile application on their phone, and you also get a soft phone on your computer. So it really doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing anywhere in the world. It's almost as if you're sitting at your desk. So mobility is built right in. One of the best features of a UCaaS system, moving away from the on-prem system, that businesses get excited about would be the multi-level IVR, which is basically a virtual receptionist. The reason they get excited about this is because it gives businesses that are smaller, 1 to 250 employees, that big business feel. So, plus you can save money if you're paying a receptionist. You can outsource that to the virtual receptionist essentially. Press 1 for this location, press 2 for this location, multi-level, so then you can do dial by name directory, so forth and so on. A couple other nice features would be the call recording. So you can either do automatic recording, you can do on-demand recording, you can do it at a user level, you can do it for all of your calls. And what this does is allows small business owners to be able to monitor calls as needed, or even save call recordings to meet certain compliances. And then last but not least, they really like our reporting feature. So you can go in and you can see if employees are actually making the calls that they say that they are, and how many calls you're getting, and when your calls are coming in. So it just gives you visibility into your data that you usually don't have with the traditional phone system. One thing that I like about Vonage is UCaaS is just one leg of the stool. So if Vonage is a stool, you've got UCaaS, you've got CCaaS, which stands for Contact Center as a Service, and then you have CPaaS, which is Communication Platform as a Service, which is like APIs and integration. So UCaaS is over here, and Contact Center is the bright, shiny object, that's more with Salesforce integration, Microsoft Dynamics, a lot more expensive. You're looking at like $70 to $100 a user. So a lot of small businesses can't afford those type of features. So what we're doing is we're trying to bring some of those features down into the UCaaS platform, so they're more widely available. And some of those features would be like call sentiment. So it can tell you yellow, red, green, depending on how the call ends. Is the customer angry still? Did they get their issue resolved and now they're satisfied? So you can kind of grade your calls, and the AI will do that for you. Call transcription. So at the end of the call, it'll give you a summary, and it'll also give you the detailed transcription. You don't have to pay anything more for that. So those are all on the roadmap for 2026. Vonage has an entire segment of the business with 1.6 million registered developers because it's all APIs and integration, which is perfect because we natively integrate with Salesforce, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft 365, Zendesk, Soho. I mean, the sky's the limit. It really doesn't matter what the customer has. Chances are we can do integrations with that. And that actually makes things easier for the customer because instead of switching between systems, the APIs can actually query for the customer data and bring that front and center during the call, which gets customer issues resolved faster and makes it a lot easier on the employee as well. That's the hot new subject these days as the contact center services are becoming more widely adopted. With screen pops, what happens is the APIs between Vonage and the customer CRM. So the API reaches in, queries the database, and will pull the customer information and actually have that right on the screen. So the agent can very quickly see open tickets, open cases, history of orders. And what that allows them to do is first and foremost, appear that they have all the knowledge of the customer. They can therefore customize their talk track, and most importantly, identify and solve the customer's issue quickly. Because when a customer calls in either with a question or a problem, all they care about is getting that solved as quickly as possible. And the screen pops are really the best tool to achieve that. This is definitely top of mind, I think, for everybody these days, with AI in particular being able to do call spoofing and to fake people's voices and really get the wording right. Whereas before we used to be able to tell, if it was fake or not. Nowadays it's getting too hard to detect. So we really are going to rely on businesses like Vonage to build those security features into their network. So what Vonage is doing to help protect small businesses is we have something called Spam Shield, which will flag and actually block robocalls and spam calls. We also have a way in the network to identify if the caller ID is legitimate or not, and we can actually block that at the source if the number is being spoofed. And then last but not least, we have call blocking tools, which are more manual, which will allow the customer to go in and block a specific number, specific categories of numbers, specific area codes, specific countries, really customize it to what type of blocking they want to see in place. And that's extremely important to our customers. Vonage checks all of those boxes. Basically, if it's an acronym, we're compliant with it. So HIPAA, High Trust, CSA Star, ISO 27001, GDPR even, because we're global. And that as a company as a whole, we adhere to those standards. Now on the phone system platform, we have things like breach detection, we have audit trails. So if somebody goes into an account and makes changes, it'll date and timestamp so customers can see, who's in the account and who's doing what, when, and where. And all of that is really important, especially for small businesses that have to meet certain compliances. It's extremely easy to scale with Vonage because changes take place in near real time. If you want to add employees or remove employees, you can spin extensions up or down right within the portal, or you can contact our customer service, and the billing is prorated. So if you remove a license, you stop billing for it pretty much immediately, which is much different than a traditional phone system where you're generally buying a fixed number of lines and you have to keep those for the duration of the contract. So the cloud-based platform really does provide that type of flexibility so you can get those cost savings and those changes in effect immediately. It doesn't really matter what technology you're looking to source these days. Customers have almost unlimited options. There's so many different choices, and many times those are very close as far as feature function goes. The real differentiator is going to be that day two support and how the customer gets treated through the process. One thing that I see at Vonage that I'm extremely proud of is the people that are on the team that are highly invested in customer satisfaction from that first discovery call through the last day that they bill with us. So we have a lot of different support methodologies in place. For example, I'm a regional channel manager, so I'm out in the field supporting partners such as MDL. We have an internal channel manager that helps customers behind the scenes. Our account executives, which are the ones that will do the demos and talk to the customer about their specific needs and make sure we're getting them exactly the right solution. They are actually tied to that account for 4 months after the contract is signed, which is really unheard of in the industry. And what that means is they're financially responsible to make sure that that customer has a good experience well past that contract signature date. Past just us on my team, we also have 24/7 phone support, chat support, email support, and we also have our self-service portal. And really, most importantly, is going to be the relationship with a partner such as MDL. The migration process is very simple, and Vonage is an expert in this. We have over 4 million licenses and over 100,000 businesses that are customers of Vonage today. The first step would be to consult with your MDL technology expert and determine where to start. And if they feel like Vonage could be a potential good fit, we'll engage one of our account executives, we'll do a discovery call, we'll listen to what the customer is trying to accomplish, where they're at today and where they would like to go. We'll make a recommendation, and then we actually provide a very detailed quote that includes taxes and fees, so there's no sticker shock once you get your first bill. Porting takes 1 to 2 weeks. We can do temporary forwarding in the meantime, so there's no downtime, and you can download the apps pretty much right away and get going. So it couldn't be much more simple than that.